Kuala Lumpur traffic, Malaysian 007, taxiing to runway 32 right.
Kuala Lumpur traffic, Malaysian 664 Super is 25 nautical miles to the northwest at 6,500 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 15.
Kuala Lumpur traffic, Emirates 1818 is on final, runway 14 left.
Kuala Lumpur traffic, Malaysian 007, taxiing to runway 32 right. Kuala Lumpur traffic, Turkish 175 is 1 nautical miles to the northeast at 1,000 feet, inbound for landing, will make left traffic for runway 15. Kuala Lumpur traffic, Singapore 796 is 14 nautical miles to the northwest at 10,100 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 14 right. Kuala Lumpur traffic, Malaysian 007 Foxtrot Juliet Heavy, taxiing to runway 32 right. Kuala Lumpur traffic, Malaysian 007, taxiing to runway 32 right.
Kuala Lumpur traffic, Malaysian 664 Super is on final, runway 15.
Kuala Lumpur traffic, Emirates 1818 is clear of all runways.
Kuala Lumpur traffic, Turkish 175 is on final, runway 15. Kuala Lumpur traffic, Malaysian 359, taxiing to runway 15. Kuala Lumpur traffic, Malaysian 007 Foxtrot Juliet.
November 123 Tango Golf, cleared for takeoff runway 16 right. November 123 Tango Golf, cleared for takeoff runway 16 right.
November 123 Tango Golf, cleared for takeoff
November
runway
123
16 right.
Tango Golf, cleared for takeoff runway 16 right. Thai 817, continuous file, expect the ILS approach runway 2 left at Singapore Changi. Roger, Thai 817. Hainan 74 India November, turn right heading 350, maintain 2000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2 left approach.
Turn right heading 350, maintain 2000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2 left, Hainan 74 India November.
Virgin 001 Victor Alpha, descend and maintain 4000. Descend and maintain 4000, Virgin 001 Victor Alpha. Singapore approach, Etihad 498 Super, with you at 18,800. Virgin 001 Victor Alpha, turn right heading 200. Etihad 498 Super, radar contact, say approach request. Turn right heading 200, Virgin 001 Victor Alpha. Etihad 498 Super is 29 nautical miles southwest of Kluang at 18,400 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 2 left at Singapore Changi. Etihad 498 Super, continuous file, expect the ILS approach runway 2 left at Singapore Changi. Hainan 74 India November, contact Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6. Roger, Etihad 498 Super.
Contacting Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6, Hainan 74 India November.
Redcap 701, say intentions.
9 Victor Papa Papa Papa, requesting ILS approach runway 2 left at Singapore Changi.
Redcap 701 is 3 nautical miles south of Karaman at 18,100 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 2 left at Singapore Changi. Redcap 701, continuous file, expect the ILS approach runway 2. Roger, Redcap 701. Singapore approach, Oscar Echo Echo Oscar Delta, with you at 6,500. Oscar Echo Echo Oscar Delta, frequency change approved, good day. Frequency change approved Oscar Echo Echo Oscar Delta, good day. Alpha 7 Alpha Bravo Charlie Super, continuous file, expect the ILS approach runway 2 left at Singapore Changi. Roger, Alpha 7 Alpha Bravo Charlie Super. 9 Victor Papa Papa Papa, continuous file, expect the ILS approach runway 2 left at Singapore Changi.
Roger, 9 Victor Papa Papa Papa.
9 Victor Papa Papa Papa, turn right heading 200, descend and maintain 8000.
Turn right heading 200, descend and maintain 8000, 9 Victor Papa Papa Papa.
Papa 2 November Golf Uniform is 17 nautical miles northeast of Raja Haji at 13,100 feet, requesting GPS approach runway 2 left at Singapore Changi. Papa 2 November Golf Uniform, continuous file, expect the ILS approach runway 2 left at Singapore Changi. Aeroflot 2017 Super, requesting climb to flight level 390. Roger, Papa 2 November Golf Uniform. Cayman 74 India November, execute missed approach, turn left heading 230, climb and maintain 4000.
Executing missed approach, turn left heading 230, climb and maintain 4000, Cayman 74 India November.
Aeroflot 2017 Super, frequency change approved, good day. Frequency change approved Aeroflot 2017 Super, good day. Virgin 001 Victor Alpha, turn right heading 280. Turn right heading 280, Virgin 001 Victor Alpha. Red Cap 701, turn right heading 100, descend and maintain 6000. Turn right heading 100, descend and maintain 6000, Red Cap 701. Cayman 74 India November, do not exceed 200 knots.
Do not exceed 200 knots, Cayman 74 India November.
Cayman 74 India November, turn left heading 200.
Turn left heading 200, Cayman 74 India November.
Etihad 498 Super, descend and maintain 6000. Alpha 7 Alpha Bravo Charlie Super, descend and maintain 6000. Descend and maintain 6000, Etihad 498 Super. Thai 817, Red Cap 701, turn left heading 050, descend and maintain 4000. Turn left heading 050, descend and maintain 4000, Red Cap 701. Virgin 001 Victor Alpha, turn right heading 360. Red Cap 701, do not exceed 200 knots. Turn right heading, do not exceed 200 knots, Red Cap 701. Singapore approach, Vietnam Airlines 1992 Heavy, with you at 11,100. Vietnam Airlines 1992 Heavy, radar contact, say approach request. Turn left heading 330, Red Cap 701. Vietnam Airlines 1992 Heavy, expect vectors for the ILS approach runway 2 left at Singapore Changi. Roger, Vietnam Airlines 1992 Heavy. Virgin 001 Victor Alpha, turn right heading 050, maintain 2000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2 left approach. Cayman 74 India November, descend and maintain 2000. Turn right heading 050, maintain 2000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2 left, Virgin 001, Red Cap 701, descend and maintain 3000. Contacting Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6, Virgin 001 Victor Alpha. Descend and maintain 3000, Red Cap 701. Canaan 74 India November, turn left heading 110. Etihad 498 Super, descend and maintain 4000. Descend and maintain 4000, Etihad 498 Super. Thai 817, do not exceed 220 knots. Alpha 7 Alpha Bravo Charlie Super, do not exceed 200 knots. Do not exceed 220. Red Cap 701, turn right heading 360, Turn right heading 360, maintain 3000, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2 left, Red Cap 701. Etihad 498 Super, do not exceed 200 knots. Alpha 7 Alpha Bravo Charlie Super, do not exceed 200 knots. Turn right heading 200, Canaan 74 India November. Do not exceed 200 knots, Etihad 498 Super. Do not exceed 200 knots, Alpha 7 Alpha Bravo Charlie Super. Thai 817, do not exceed 200 knots. Singapore approach, Charlie Foxtrot November Oscar Victor, with you at 32,000. Charlie Foxtrot November Oscar Victor, radar contact, say approach request. Charlie Foxtrot November Oscar Victor is 27 nautical miles northeast of Senai International at 32,000 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 2 left at Singapore Changi. Canaan 74 India November, turn left heading 110. Turn left heading 110, Canaan 74 India November. Charlie Foxtrot November Oscar Victor, continuous file, expect the ILS approach runway 2 left at Singapore Changi. Roger, Charlie Foxtrot November Oscar Victor. Vietnam Airlines 1992 Heavy, requesting descent by LO1 Alpha arrival. Maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final, Red Cap 701. Canaan 74 India November, turn left heading 050, maintain 2000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2 left approach. Etihad 498 Super, turn left heading 040, maintain 4000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2 left approach. Turn left heading 040, maintain 4000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2 left. Red Cap 701, contact Singapore Changi. Contacting Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6, Red Cap 701. Singapore Changi Tower, Red Cap 701, inbound on the ILS runway 2 left. Red Cap 701, wind calm, number 1, runway 2 left. Number 1, cleared to land, runway 2 left, Red Cap 701.
$1,000.
Qantas 72 Heavy, contact Kuala Lumpur Center on 127.0. All Nippon 844, wind calm, runway 2 center, cleared for takeoff. Singapore 1818, line up and wait runway 2 center. Cleared for takeoff, runway 2 center, all Nippon 844.
500.
Contacting Kuala Lumpur Center on 137.0, Qantas 72 Heavy.
Line up and wait runway 2 center, Singapore 1818.
300.
Singapore Changi Tower, Hailing 74 India November, inbound on the ILS runway 2 left with information Oscar.
200.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 482, ready for departure at runway 2 center, departing west.
100.
Hailing
50,
74 India November,
40,
wind calm,
30,
number 2, runway 2 left,
20,
cleared to land. Number 2, cleared to
10.
land, runway 2 left, Hailing 74 India November. All Nippon 844, contact Kuala Lumpur Center on 127.0. Singapore 1818, wind calm, runway 2 center, cleared for takeoff. Contacting Kuala Lumpur Center on 127.0, all Nippon 844. Number 2, cleared to land, runway 2 left, Hailing 74 India November.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 2 center, Singapore 1818.
Singapore 482, line up and wait runway 2 center. Red Cap 701, exit runway when able, contact ground on the taxiway. Wilco, Red Cap 701. Etihad. Singapore Changi ground, Red Cap 701, request taxi to parking. Singapore 24, hold short of runway 2 center. Singapore 24, contact Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6. Contacting Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6, Singapore 24. Red Cap 701, taxi to parking. Taxi to parking, Red Cap 701. Air India 786 Heavy, hold position.
Holding position, Air India 786 Heavy.
Pushback approved, tail to the north.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 346, ready for pushback with information Oscar. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 664 Heavy, ready to taxi with information Oscar.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 365 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Oscar. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 621 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Oscar. Singapore 365 Heavy, hold position. Holding position, Singapore 365 Heavy. Singapore Changi ground, November 693 Yankee Bravo, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information Oscar. Singapore 346, pushback approved.
Pushback approved, Singapore 346.
November 693 Yankee Bravo, taxi to runway 2 center, contact tower when ready. Singapore 664 Heavy, runway 2 center, taxi via contact tower when ready. Air India 786 Heavy, runway 2 center, taxi via contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 2 center via Air India 786 Heavy.
Singapore 621 Heavy, hold position.
Taxiing to runway 2 center via Singapore 664 Heavy.
Taxi to runway 2 center, November 693 Yankee Bravo. Holding position, Singapore 621 Heavy. Singapore Changi ground, Hailing 74 India November, request taxi to G12 at the other terminals. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 1967 heavy, ready to push back with information Oscar, requesting runway 3 center. Singapore Changi ground, Etihad 498 Super, request taxi to E12 at the other terminal. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 365 heavy, ready for pushback with information Oscar. November 693 Yankee Bravo, give way to aircraft on your right. Singapore 1967 heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north. Give way to aircraft, November 693 Yankee Bravo. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Singapore 1967 heavy. Singapore 621 heavy, pushback approved, tail to the south. Pushback approved, tail to the south, Singapore 621 heavy. Cayman 74 India November, taxi to G12 via. Taxiing to G12 via, Cayman 74 India November. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 346, ready to taxi with information Oscar. Etihad 498 Super, taxi to E12 via. Taxiing to E12 via, Etihad 498 Super.